In today's video, I'm showing you how to connect a laptop to monitor. If you're new to the TutorialTucker channel, please go down below and hit that subscribe button, I really do appreciate it. And then go and leave a like as well, it gets this video to more people. So in today's video, I'm simply showing you how to go and configure your laptop and your monitor, as well as setting it all up with different cables, etc. I'm actually doing this with a MacBook, but this works completely fine with Windows, do not click off. And I actually show the configuration on a Windows computer, as they're very similar. And yeah, that is the topic of today's video, so make sure it's right to the end of the video as well, so you don't miss a single part of this important tutorial. And let's jump straight into this.
Okay everybody, so as you can see, here we go. We've got a monitor and we've got a laptop. Now quickly before we get any further, I want to say this tutorial is for MacBook and Windows. Near the end, I'll be actually showing you the configuration once you're inside of the computer, and I'll be doing that on Windows. So if you're here just for the end sort of configuration, you can skip to the end. But anyway, let's continue with this tutorial. So I'm using this with a MacBook simply because that's all I've got at the minute as a laptop. But like I said, it's very similar. They've both got sort of similar ports, etc. So anyway, the first thing we need to actually go and do is find the cables we're going to need for our laptop and our monitor. So to do that, what you want to do is at first identify the ports on the back of your monitor. So as you can see, this monitor actually only has a VGA output, which is completely fine. This is pretty common on some older monitors like this one, and that'll be absolutely fine. So the next step, all we need to do is find a cable for this, and we may need to find an adapter if your computer does require that. So let's go and get into the next step. So on this computer, I've got an HDMI output on this side, and on the other side, I've got two outputs called FireWire, which are only on Mac, I believe. You've also got USB. So now this leaves us with a few options. So then once you know what the outputs and inputs you have on your monitor and computer, then you can go and choose the correct adapter. So as I just said, I have a FireWire adapter, which is only on Mac, but with that, I could then get an adapter to VGA. So simply I have this FireWire, which goes into a VGA socket, and then on the other end I have a VGA plug, which can go into the monitor. So that's a really good option, but also you can get other adapters. So if you're on Windows and say you have an HDMI output only, but you have a VGA monitor, you get an HDMI to VGA. Now just remember, on some cables you have male and female ends, so just make sure you end up with the right ends. But I'll put a link down below to a few ones on Amazon and eBay. And also I'm pretty sure you can now get USB hubs as well, which have outputs. So for example, you get a USB to a VGA cable. I'm pretty sure I'll try and check that online. I'm pretty sure that is now a thing. So yeah, pretty much as long as you have some sort of cable which can output from your computer, you can then go and get an adapter for that, and you can output to pretty much any monitor. So the next thing to do is going to be plugging the cables in, so let's go and get straight into this. So what I'm going to do is plug the adapter in first onto my computer, just like so, and then let's go and plug the other end of the cable into the monitor. So I'm just going to plug that in now, just like so. Plug it in. And if you didn't know, with VGA cables you have these tighteners as well, which you simply have to make sure they're screwed in, and then you start screwing them up and make sure they're actually connected, because otherwise you'll just turn them and they won't actually join. So you've got to quickly tighten these up. And then you want to plug the power cord into the monitor, and you may need a power supply for your laptop as well. And then let's go and actually configure this. So I'll be configuring this on Windows, as Mac is a lot more straightforward. So let's jump into this on Windows.
Okay, as you can see, I'm now on my laptop, on my Windows laptop, and the first thing you want to do is simply right click on it, and then you want to go to display settings. So make sure you've got the monitor plugged in as well, so click on display settings. Now as you can see, this is my main monitor here, my main computer, and then I've got my number one here, which is my monitor. So as you can see, you've got a few settings, so make sure first off you've got another screen there. So you've got your main laptop screen here, and you have another one here. If you've only got your laptop, then all you want to do is click detect, and hopefully it will detect it and it should list it. If this doesn't load something, that's usually because you're going to not have plugged it in properly, so there may be a loose connection. Then you want to scroll down to multiple displays, and you can choose what to do with the display. So for example, extend these displays, show only on one, duplicate. So it all depends on what you want. So if you just want to make your current laptop screen bigger, then simply do duplicate these displays. If you want two monitors, like two separate screens, you can drag stuff over, then you do extend. But if you've got a few other options as well, you can obviously make these monitors your sort of primary and secondary monitor. So currently number 2 is my primary monitor. If you want to make number 1 your primary monitor, click number 1 and then scroll down and click make this my main display, but I want it this way around. And that is the main settings, guys. Then you should be able to go and use them for work purposes, gaming purposes. So the main things you need to do is change your multiple displays to what you want it to be like. extending, duplicating, that all depends. And yeah, that's the main setting. So I hope you did find this useful. If you did, subscribe down below, I really do appreciate it. Leave a like as well. Have a very awesome day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.